Whatever I say these days is always taken out of context. So I don't even know what to say. But what is important is I'm here, I'm still the governor of Rivers State, and will continue to do what we have promised the Rivers people that we will do. And I'm really happy that you had your tournament for 1 week and the president boldly telling the world that there was no incident. It shows that we are working and Rivers State is safe. That is the most important thing. And that is the basic responsibility of government. I'm here for 2 reasons. The first, I want the president to understand that he's not the one that...
Right now in Rivers State, something very important is happening behind the scenes, and it is changing the direction of the political crisis many people have been following closely. Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the former governor of the state, now Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, have finally taken a step that many people thought would not happen anytime soon. They have both agreed to engage with a peace and reconciliation panel, and this move alone has sent a strong signal across Rivers State and beyond. For several months, the political atmosphere in Rivers State has been tense. What started as internal disagreement slowly grew into a full political standoff involving the governor, lawmakers, party structures, and influential leaders at the national level. At the center of everything is the relationship between Governor Fubara and his predecessor, Wike. These 2 men once worked closely together, but after the last general election, cracks began to show, and those cracks eventually turned into a serious political battle. As the disagreements continued, the Rivers State House of Assembly became deeply involved. Lawmakers aligned with one side accused the governor of several actions they described as misconduct, while the governor's supporters argued that the impeachment moves were politically motivated. This back and forth created confusion for residents of Rivers State and raised concerns about governance, stability, and the future of the state. Please remember to like this video and subscribe as we continue with this important story. Recently, the situation reached a critical point when lawmakers moved forward with impeachment procedures against Governor Fubara and his deputy. Many people believe this was the final stage of the crisis, and that the governor's position was under serious threat. Businesses, civil society groups, traditional leaders, and ordinary citizens began to worry about what could happen next if the political tension continued unchecked. This is where the latest development becomes very important. A respected group of elders and leaders stepped in and formed a truce panel. Their goal was simple but difficult: get both sides to calm down, sit back, and find a political solution instead of allowing the crisis to damage the state further. After weeks of speculation, that effort has now produced a major breakthrough. Governor Fubara agreed to engage with the panel, and Minister Wike also made himself available. Even though the meetings were not held together in the same room, the fact that both men accepted dialogue is already being seen as progress. In Nigerian politics, especially at this level, willingness to talk is often the first sign that a resolution may be possible. As these discussions were going on, something else happened that surprised many observers. Lawmakers who were pushing strongly for impeachment began to soften their tone. Instead of pushing ahead at full speed, they introduced a condition. They said the impeachment process could be halted if genuine reconciliation efforts were made and if political peace was restored in the state. This condition is what many people are calling the shock element of the story. For weeks, the assembly appeared determined to move forward no matter what. Now, they are saying that if dialogue produces results and if certain assurances are given, they are willing to pause or stop the impeachment process. Please like this video and subscribe so you can stay updated as this story continues to develop. What does this mean in simple terms? It means that, for the first time in a long while, there is a clear opening for peace. It does not mean the crisis is over. it does not mean all problems have been solved. But it does mean that all sides are now considering the cost of continuing the fight versus the benefits of stability. Rivers State is not just any state. It is economically important, politically influential, and strategically relevant at the national level. Any prolonged crisis there affects not just the state government, but also investors, workers, and political calculations across Nigeria. This is why many powerful voices have been quietly pushing for calm and compromise. Another important angle to this story is power and influence. Even though Wike is no longer governor, he remains a very strong political figure in Rivers State. His network, loyalty base, and experience still matter. Governor Fubara, on the other hand, is the sitting governor with constitutional authority and public responsibility. The clash between influence and office is one of the reasons this crisis became so complicated. The Truce panel understands this reality, which is why they are focusing on balance. Their approach is not about declaring a winner or a loser. It is about finding a political arrangement that allows governance to continue while reducing hostility. From all indications, both camps are listening carefully, even if trust is still limited. At the same time, legal processes connected to the impeachment issue have not disappeared. Court cases, interpretations of the Constitution, and legal arguments are still part of the background. However, political solutions often move faster than legal ones, and that is why dialogue is being given priority at this stage. Many residents of Rivers State are watching closely. Some are hopeful that this truce will lead to genuine peace. Others are cautious and believe this could be a temporary pause before another round of conflict. Both views are understandable, given the history of political disagreements in the state. Please like this video and subscribe as we move deeper into the heart of this story. Another reason this development matters is what it could mean for the future. Political analysts are already talking about long-term implications, including how this truce might shape alliances ahead of future elections. In Nigerian politics, today's compromise can become tomorrow's strategy, and today's opponent can become tomorrow's partner. For Governor Fubara, this moment is about survival and leadership. Successfully navigating this crisis could strengthen his position and allow him to focus more on governance. For Wike, it is about relevance, influence, and protecting political structures built over many years. For lawmakers, it is about asserting authority while responding to public pressure for stability. The people of Rivers State, however, are mostly concerned about peace, development, and normal governance. They want salaries paid, projects completed, and public services delivered without constant political drama. That public expectation is one of the strongest forces pushing leaders toward compromise right now. As discussions continue, the key issue will be trust. Words alone will not be enough. Each side will be watching the other's actions closely. Any sign of bad faith could quickly reopen tensions. That is why the lawmakers' condition is so important. They want to see real steps toward reconciliation, not just statements. This situation also sends a message beyond Rivers State. It shows how quickly political disputes can escalate, but also how dialogue and mediation can create space for solutions. It reminds leaders across the country that power struggles, if not managed carefully, can disrupt governance and affect ordinary people the most. Please like this video and subscribe so you can continue to get clear and reliable updates. As of now, the atmosphere is cautious but calmer than before. The impeachment threat has not fully disappeared, but it has slowed down. The Truce panel is continuing its work, and political actors are choosing their words more carefully. That alone tells us something has changed. Whether this peace effort will succeed in the long run depends on what happens next. Will agreements be respected? Will political ambitions be managed wisely? Will the focus return to governance? These are the questions everyone is asking. One thing is clear, this meeting between Fubara and Wike, even through a panel, is a turning point. It has shifted the story from confrontation to negotiation. It has given Rivers State a chance to step back from the edge and choose a more stable path. As events continue to unfold, we will keep watching closely and bringing you the facts, the context, and the implications in clear and simple English. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next update on this developing story.